Hello, happy Monday. Thanks for joining me. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery patterns and kits. And if you're here, I'm hoping you want to join me in making more fabric out of scraps, out of nothing, out of little itty bitty snippets of scraps. So that's what we're going to continue today. Started a little bit on Friday. We are going to work on it a little bit more today, and then tomorrow is when we will be taking off the embroidery stabilizer, the sticky Fabri-Selvi. That's this extra little kind of paper, the stabilizer on here. And once we take that off in water, it's going to reveal our crazy, crazy fabric. So we did some little free motion quilting, which I do not know how to do. We tried that on our second piece, and I think we have enough scraps in here yet for one more piece. So we'll do that. So all of these scraps are from the Charming Chevrons quilt. We just finished the top for this. This is the Charming Chevrons quilt by Krista Watson of Krista Quilts. The top is hanging out back there, and I wanted to make fabric for the back of the quilt, so we still have to do the back. I want to use up every single scrap that we used or that we acquired on this project of the front. So made some fabric here, and we'll have two more pieces like this, and then we have our bigger scraps that we'll sew together later. So that is the job tonight, guys. If you wanted to know what that fabric was on the front, it is Sulky's Sulky Stick and Stitch. It used to be called Sticky Fabri-Selvi. Exact same thing as that, and but now it's just called Stick and Stitch. They've rebranded it, and it just comes in sheets, and you can just lay it on top of your piece. I'm using a bunch of scraps, so that's why when you look at my piece, it'll have like a bunch of weird little shaped pieces like this. I save all my scraps of the Stick and Stitch, and it's perfect for a project like this. So here we go. You can see the separate little chunks on there. But yeah, so tomorrow we will take off the Stick and Stitch. It comes off in water, and we will try and dry it out a little bit and see what we got. Our fabric will be revealed. So that is the plan. Tonight we're going to do some free motion quilting and work on the third final piece. So hopefully we can get this little free motion quilted one done. All right, I'm going to flip you around. We'll get going. All right, so here is that free motion attempt. So like I was saying earlier, I have never really done free motion before. I've done a teeny little test. So we thought this would be a fun way to start practicing it. So you can see some of my crazy stitches. This is the whole point of this project, is to get better at free motion quilting. So this is a good start for us, and later we'll have to look at this and see how it relates to the final piece. But yeah, and then you can see the back here a little bit. So I'm barely holding this fabric down with the Stick and Stitch. So I'm gonna, I think, try and go around the edge, and then we'll come back in the middle and do the rest. So that is the plan. So you can tell, tonight, we'll scooch over here a little bit. I'll get down lower for you guys. Tonight I have added some washi tape to cover up the feed dogs, because I think that was causing a little bit of trouble for me on Friday. I don't have a lot of confidence that this will stay on, so we'll probably find a different solution for when I'm doing the real quilt. Also, this is just a pile of crazy, all sorts of different heights and levels, so it'll be different. I think once we get on the real quilt where everything is just nice and the same, I think it'll be just a hair easier. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. But yeah, so all of this, the Stick and Stitch will dissolve. It will dissolve a little bit better. Let me just check your, oh, I missed your note there. It'll dissolve in water just fine. I mean, we do have a lot of fabric, so it's going to take a while to dry, but we should be good to go. All right, let's give this another attempt tonight. Okay, like I said, I'm going to try and go around. I'm going to just do a little meander around the edge. And you can tell I'm doing a really tight meander, and that's just because I need to make sure that I attach all of my fabric bits to my backing fabric. I need, so as many stitches as possible in there. And you can see with this other one that I did a zigzag stitch to just really get every little piece stitched down. Because without the stick and stitch, when that goes away, the only thing holding it down is going to be these stitches. So all right, let's give this a try. Get a stitch going there. And all right, we'll give this a go again tonight. I got my little grippets to help move the fabric around. I was having a little bit of trouble yesterday or Friday, but again, it's my first time. So, first of all, let's remove the shoe again. I think it's just gonna take me a while to get in a rhythm, But you got to start somewhere, right? So I'm just going to squiggle down the side here a little bit. I hope all of you had a great holiday weekend. Ooh, this is going all right, I think. If you can't, going faster with your needle may go smoother. Try going faster with the needle may go smoother. Okay, I'll try that. If I don't answer all your questions today, it's because I'm super looking at my piece today compared to what our usual projects. But I'm going to try and answer questions yet. And so if any of you guys know a little bit about Fabrisolvi or the stick and stitch, and if someone has a question, if you wanted to share, I would appreciate it tonight. Once we get done with this piece, though, I'll do another one. I think we have enough. We have enough of the scraps for just for one more. I could probably spread it out to two, but I'm going to try and get it all in one. And I'm hoping to get to that tonight as well, too. So this is kind of a bear with all these scraps. Oop. All right, here's a little problem. I gotta get, there we go. I'm crossing over to that other piece of Fabrisolvi now, and I want to just tack it down. It's wanting to just keep popping up, so I might have to go up and down here a little bit while I go across this section. Oh, thanks, Jackie. I have to crawl before I walk. You're doing great. I appreciate it. Yeah, we'll get there. There. I'm just trying to cross over this little... Ooh. Oh, I'm like, why isn't it going anywhere? It's because I'm stuck again. Ooh, I might just cut through there. Or we'll try and go backwards. How about that? We're going to cross over a little bit here just so I can get out of here. There we go. I got that second prong underneath. Go back and forth over the piece like a zigzag. Oh, that's a good idea. Oh, shoot, I got stuck under there again. There we go. Back and forth over that like a zigzag. That worked. Great. So now I'm back on solid ground again. And actually, I think now is a good time to rotate. That'll be good enough, I think. So now I'm going to just cruise down this edge to get all this attached. And actually, I think we're going to try and go one-handed a little bit here, just because I'm holding this bottom edge so all the fabric doesn't come out. Yeah, we're going to have to risk it because I don't think I can do it one-handed. It's fun giving this a try, though, that's for sure. I like having this baseline, though. Oh, geez, I need to help it along here. So we have like a little practice baseline before we get into the main quilt. Getting over that jump again. I think I'm going to forget about the jump. We're just going to stay on this little area there. I think once I get to the middle of this, it'll get a little bit easier. Because I won't be dealing with these crazy edges again. Oops, like right now. Stuck under there again. So I'm doing this free motion quilting here just for fun, to give it a try. You definitely do not have to do this to make this fabric. Like my other one is just a zigzag stitch across the whole thing. But the whole theme of my quilt is going to be free motion quilting, so I'm excited to get the process going, right? I'm just trying to go a little faster and see how it goes. I think it's going okay. Again, I still got to get in all the little spaces because we do need enough to hold down the fabric. How is the thickness of this going to work when you quilt the top? So this is definitely going to be very thick. We may come into a little bit of trouble when we do get around to these pieces on the quilt. But I don't have that many. So it's just these 3 pieces, right? And we'll cut them up a little bit. So, you know, we'll have a little difficulty for those couple areas, and then it'll all be fine. So I'm not worried. I can deal with a couple little difficult areas. All right, we are almost all the way around, which is great. It's starting to look a little bit better once I get cruising here. Now we have a whole pile of crazy here, but we're going to work our way just around and in the nooks and just around and get this guy done. Sometimes it needs a little help pulling it along, it feels like. All right, here's where we're going to have to deal with some loops and crazy stuff. I'm going to just cut across there. All right. Go back the other way. Just jumping over these little pieces of Fabricelli here. Oop. Once we get past this little area, it'll be a lot easier. There are open quilting feet or closed ones. Oh, she has an open toe. Fabric can get stuck more easily. So that's more stuff that I'm learning along the way. You know, what type of foot to get. I've actually, you know, before I knew much, I was like, oh, I can see a bunch of stuff. I can see, you know, with this big opening, I can really see a lot. But what I've read since then is that, yeah, something more closed is actually a little bit easier. So yeah, with this open toe foot, that is, you know, causing me a bunch of pain with this. Okay, and it's still not wanting to make a stitch when I go up that way. So I'm gonna just rotate because it likes when I move in this direction more. So we're just going to keep going that way. Open toe is sand deep, closed toe is pump. I love the shoes in quilting. There's open quilting feet and closed ones. All right. Oh, my presser foot wasn't down either. But yeah, it's definitely liking when I'm moving, you know, like a normal sewing machine when I'm going through this way. When I start going the other way, then it starts skipping stitches quite a bit. So I don't know if that'll be the case when we do the quilting on normal fabric, but I don't know. Something, you know, now is the point that I'm keeping all I'm making a lot of observations, right? I mean, that's what I like doing when learning a new skill or a new craft is like, oh, I'm having difficulty with accomplishing this. So how do we, you know, what are ways to make that easier? And I'll just look up, you know, how to make free motion quilting easier, you know what I mean? But it gives me the starting point, you know, how to get your fabric to not catch on the presser foot, you know what I mean? Like, those are the sort of questions that I ask myself at the beginning. How do I make my stitches not skip like they are right now? And then I observe. So it seems to be doing it when I'm coming this way. So that's something I need to pay attention to in the future or do some education on. But that's what I love about kind of this stage. This is the stage where you just give it a go, no matter what it's going to be, and see what happens. It's also kind of the scary stage. Let me know if you guys feel that way too. You have both a closed and open toe for quilting. They're both great. Anything not open like the foot she's using now? Oh yeah, sometimes it'll be connected like a full circle. Sometimes it will just be like a little, like a dome with a hole in it. I'm just trying to go over this open area here. Stuck again. So this part might not be the nicest meandering, but I'm just trying to attach this thing. I'm glad I got some experts here who really know how to do the free motion quilting. I'm hoping that you guys can teach me a lot along the way here. It's fun though. I definitely see the potential of getting good at this. Like, it'd be really fun to draw like pretty pictures with this, a whole pile. You would not get caught up if you had one large piece of the sulky. That's true too, Patricia. I'm using all these little pieces, and I could have just used one big piece too. So, you know, I'm causing myself trouble. But, you know, now I know that too, you know. I know, well, okay, next time if I'm planning on free motion quilting any of this, probably not a great idea to use different pieces of Fabricelli. That's true. Yeah, it's just not liking when I go up this way. Maybe I gotta go slower or less, maybe I'm pulling too much. I need to do some slower stitches when I go up. I don't know. Those couple times when I'm going a little slower, oh, but that time I went slow and it looks like it didn't do it. I don't know. Definitely, that's going to be one of my research things. Why when I go this way, or this way I mean, is it jumping. In theory, that shouldn't be an issue. Because all the machine knows is that I'm going up and down or open up your stitches. Well, you know what? One thing that would help is if I don't go that direction. Let's just go this way. I'm going to start, we'll go back and forth and fill in this shape, and that will be that. So I'll just try and go in that direction less. I think it's still a problem, but this will be a temporary solution. So one of my fears with free motion quilting is getting in and out of spaces. You know, you're making all these weird shapes, and what if I can't get out of there? Or what if I filled a whole area and I'm over here, but I need to get back over there, you know? Patricia, I have the setting for the feed dogs down, but it doesn't look like they're actually down. So I don't know if there's something wrong with my machine that I can't get the feed dogs completely down. So I'm going to have to look into that too. I have my stitch length at 0, so it should only think it's meant to go in one direction. Or it should think that it should only be going up and down in the same spot. I think we're cruising a little bit more than we were on Friday, though. I'm practically done with this, really, with the this free motion quilting one. Oops, I think I just trapped myself. I got thinking about being done and trapped myself in this amoeba here. Let's get ourselves out of it. All right, I'm going to rotate again, just so I'm going in that direction that seems to work. You either follow your stitches back down or just make a new stitch lines to go to another spot. Oh, that's good to know, Ashley. Then it could be your problem when you are going backwards. Oh, just because the feed dogs might not be down, even if I'm covering them up. Did you loosen the pressure on the presser foot? I did not, but there's nothing... This isn't actually all the way pressed on my fabric, really. So I don't know if loosening the presser foot is going to do anything. But I could. There. I have it all the way loose now. It is a little smoother, but it's not skipping the jumps. I'm going to put it down a little bit. I think it's just going to be practice, you know. Remember, it's going on the back of the quilt. Yeah, exactly, Patricia. I'm not worried. I actually like that there's clearly a lot to learn, a lot to do on it yet. I like that because it gives me, like I said earlier, it gives me ideas on where to improve. Like, oh, how to get better stitch length. Why is it jumping? You know, I get to ask all those questions. And if you know what you're doing right away, you don't ask those questions. So this whole project is to help me get over the fear of free motion quilting. So, got to start somewhere. This is a good spot. Then once we get going into the real quilt, hopefully I feel a little bit more confident just by doing this little putsy thing. And we're almost done. It is having trouble going in that backward direction though, so let's just get it moving forward again for the most part. It doesn't mind the side to side or the forward, it's just going the backwards. It's not too happy. Let's get that guy stitched down. Got that little floating triangle stitched down. There, see, look at all those jumps. Ooh, now that's new. Well, I think we're gonna just stop right here. I'm gonna just cross over and get all the way off. There. All right, I'm declaring this meandered thing done. This makes you want to get on the machine and quilt anything. That's awesome, Ashley. The more you practice, the easier it'll get. That's, what I'm hoping. I'm hoping I can, find ways to improve and get better. So that is the goal, right? You got to start somewhere. So if you guys are starting out with me, let me know. We can root each other on in our progress, hopefully. So there we are. This is the meandered piece. My little attempt at meandering. Definitely a lot of skipped stitches and, piles and piles of work to go. But I'm pretty happy. And, usually I would like to maybe get even more, have this a little even more dense to hold down all these little things of fabric, but we're going to let it be. I think it'll be fun. It'll be fun to see what stays together and not. And this whole thing is going to get quilted again when it's in our quilt. So let's call this guy done. All right. So thanks for cheering me on, guys. That was wasn't necessarily stressful, but it's definitely that feeling of, oh man, I have no idea what I'm doing. But here's the back. Not too many. This is what they call the eyelashing stuff. So not too much of that. So the tension was probably fine. I just need work. All right. So we got 2 done, and let's get 1 more done. I think we can maybe get everything on 1 more piece of fabric. So I'm using just muslin as my backing fabric. And here are all the little pieces again. Let's just dump the whole thing out and see what we got. So for this next one, I'm going to put the normal presser foot back on, and we will just do like some back and forth stitching. Oh, look at all this yet. I could probably spread this out to two pieces easily, but let's just try and get to the edge. So again, you can collage, you can design, like I could pick out all these little triangles and put them one place, or put these little swirls, or I could leave, some white in the middle and do some different densities. That's kind of cool. A lot of those little triangles just kind of fell in there. Let's actually do that. Let's throw a bunch of triangles. This will be a triangle hole right here. Kind of silly. So this one might be a little thicker, but oh well. So I only have 1 more scrap, so I will be getting my big pieces out again. So we can probably put a big piece on a portion of this and then fill in the rest. I like this. It's like painting almost, though. Or like, I think I said it was kind of like finger painting, where you just kind of put it all down, move things around, see what mess you get when you're done. It's kind of fun. I'm liking it. Pretty. So I will have, this is the 3rd square Gretchen. So I'll have 3 of these when I'm done. I'm trying to just make this one flatter. This one will maybe be a little bit bigger than the other ones because I didn't go all the way to the edge on the other ones, but I'm trying to make all the fabric less thick. All right, I think that's kind of fun. I like this little weird area there. So all right, I have another bag of stick and stitch here. Got the top open. Here we go, a nice, fresh, clean piece of it. So they actually have this on the roll too. You could use a roll. You might need to make 2 blocks with all these scraps. It's actually not any more dense than the other one was. So I'm actually not all that worried. It looks like a lot, but I think it's about the same amount as the other ones. So we're just going to let it be. Because I want to get to taking the Fabricelli off. I want to make this into the pieces. Oops. There, so this is our temporary hold. Trying to get it at least a little bit on the backing fabric so it's holding down to something. Tuck some of it in on the top. And you know, when we trim these, I'll throw away the little trimmings. We won't reuse those. All right, but I want to use up the rest of this. I should have maybe learned my lesson and use 2 pieces of fresh ones, but oh man, I just love the idea of using up stuff. So we're gonna use up this old Fabricelli still, the old stick and stitch. Yeah, we're not gonna make it all the way. I still might need to open a new pack. I think this could squeeze in that little edge there. I have this piece too. Let's throw that on. All right, so we'll get this guy done tonight, and yeah, tomorrow we'll take these off. We'll take it off of all 3 of these. So I'll need a few bowls of water around here just because I think this is going to take a little bit of effort to get this off. There we go. That's kind of on there. And I think 2 of these, I think we're going to have just enough. Frankenstein this together. This one, I think we'll just do straight lines everywhere. So the first one we did a zigzag around and around in a circle. You know, the second one was my free motion quilting attempt. And this one, I'm just going to put a straight stitch on and go back and forth. I'm hoping, oops, where'd the other piece go? Here we go. I'm hoping that my sewing machine isn't mad at me for attempting to use it to free motion quilt. We'll see. All right, and this little piece I think we will toss. Okay, I think we're ready. First off, though, I need to switch back to, I'm just going to switch to my quilting foot here again. So let's scooch down here. All right, I need to unscrew this guy. There we go. And I also need my presser feet again. So I'm gonna, you know, there's a little notch over here, if you can see. So when I go like that, it's supposed to lower the presser feet. And when I pop it back up, it's supposed to go back up. But that doesn't seem to be doing a dang thing. So I think something's wrong in the presser foot land, or I'm just not doing it quite right. So I'll have to take a look at that again. But I tried to cover these up. Tried to cover up my presser feet. But yeah, so here, look, I'm putting it down, and it's just not doing anything. So I might even have to unscrew them, maybe. You know, I could put a walking foot on, but I'm just going to stick with, I think the quilting foot will be just fine. The walking foot, I kind of only use that when I'm really concerned, if it's thick and I'm really concerned that the top is going at the same speed as the bottom, which in theory I should want to be concerned with this, but I don't care so much. I like the quilting foot, so I'm going with it. All right, I think we are all attached. I changed my settings over here, so we should be good to go. I'm going to just start by, I think, stitching a square around this whole thing, just to try and hold things down. I should have maybe done that with the other pieces too. Just going to hold the Fabricelli down. Oh, someone said to put a business card tape over it. Oh, so that's a good solution. So, you know, there's that slider thing that you can get that allows you to make everything slippery and gets rid of the feed dogs. But yeah, that's a simple way of doing it. Put a business card down there, and then you just poke the little hole through for where you want the needle to go. That might be a good. I'm gonna see if that solution will work for me. Otherwise, hopefully I can figure out the feed dog problem. But we'll see. Yeah, I mean, it's crossing over kind of funny here. It's puckering, but I 100% don't care about that because no one's gonna. Oop, geez. Probably just made a nest underneath my thing here. I didn't put the presser foot down. Seems to be okay still. All right, I'm just gonna go around, and then we're just gonna go back and forth and back and forth. All right, and I'm going to start right here. So I'm just going to work the reverse here. I'm just going to go back and forth however I want here. All right, I'm going to change my stitch length though. I think this is, I'm going to make a little bit bigger stitches so it goes faster. So it was on 1/12 of an inch. I just changed it to 1/8 of an inch. So now, there, see it's going across a lot faster because my stitches are a little bit bigger. I'm trying to get over all these open areas. Super speed. Wow, it feels fast on that setting. Give a little backwards curve in there. Whoop. Got a little ahead of myself there. There we go. Now we're having fun, yeah. It seems like the button thingy is going down too easy, crazy, but is there another button inside the flap? Button thingy? I'm not sure what you mean by the button. Ooh, stuck underneath there again. Keep getting stuck. Yeah, now we're just going crazy. Pedal all the way down. So you guys, I will read through your comments when I'm done here because I know you guys are giving a lot of good suggestions and a lot of good tips for like free motion quilting and my sewing machine and stuff. And I'm just not seeing them because, whoop, ran off the table there. Because I'm not able to look at the screen as much as usual. So I will definitely take a look at everything afterwards here. All right, screw this. I need to go over it in this direction. Let's see if I can go back and forth a few times. Oop. Back up out of there. turn around and get that. Oh. Yeah, we're getting it done, Patricia. So I like the zigzag stitch method just because you can cover a lot of ground really quickly. But this way is pretty fun too. Remember, we need to hold down every little scrap, so I need as many of these lines as possible. Going over the troubled area again. It is fun. It's just like kind of like letting loose on the machine a little bit. I just want to get this area here. Yeah, I just keep hitting that one little bit here. There, I think we got it now. I know, the machine's working. It kind of feels like we have an old vehicle, we have an old car, and when we're driving to North Dakota, you can go like 10 more miles an hour than you can in Minnesota here. And whenever it gets up to that speed, it just feels like it's a whole new level for the car. This is kind of like this, just going super speed. This area needs a little bit more, so let's just get it done. You can start to see now that I'm getting a lot of the areas held down really well. Cruising. Yeah. We're getting there. Technically, you could probably quilt a whole quilt this way. That'd be kind of crazy and fun. All right, so anywhere that there's kind of, oh, sorry, I'm like screaming now. Anywhere there's kind of a big gap, anywhere where it feels like maybe if I don't go there, some of the scraps will puff out. That's where I'm trying to go now. So like, you know, here, but you know, when it's closer together, like here, up in here, I think we're good. So I'm just going to try and hit, you know, like down here, there's a pretty big spot. I'm just going to go try and hit some of those areas now. Like just pick a quadrant and kind of work on it. But yeah, then we'll be done with this guy, and we'll be all set to remove the Fabricelli tomorrow and get our stick and stitch, and we'll reveal our cool new fabric. I'm really excited. I just love the idea of using up all the scraps. All right, headed over here now. We'll just keep going forward and try and get stuff. Super speed turning. Uh-oh. And that might be it for the bobbin. I wonder if, oh man, I wonder if this is enough. I think we should, I kind of think we should risk it. Bobbin empty means done. I think you're right, Kathy. Jeez, it got so quiet. All right, so here we are. I think bobbin done means done too. So we do have a little bit of a few big areas here, but I think let's just risk it. Let's just see how it goes. So bobbin done, bobbin out, we're done. Okay, so we have this piece, and this piece all ready to do tomorrow. And we'll get some more bobbin thread on there before we get sewing too much. Actually, before we do the next part, after we're done with this fabric, before we stitch our bigger pieces of fabric together, we'll clean out the machine again. So there we are though, we got 3 crazy pieces, and we will work on that tomorrow. We'll take all the Fabricelli, all the stick and stitch off. So all right guys, I'm gonna flip you around and we'll call it an evening. I know, I was getting kind of dizzy too, Connie. We were cruising at the end there. So here's that last one. You can see the back looking all crazy. We definitely did a better job at getting close together over here, but I think we'll be perfectly fine. We'll just see how it goes. Well, if any pieces come off, then oh well. If any pieces just kind of hanging and dangling, we'll just snip it off. It's not going to be a problem. So here's the crazy, just back and forth one. We got the meandered one, and our circle zigzag. So tomorrow is the big day. Tomorrow we will take the stick and stitch off. Alicia, this is going to be part of the back of my where'd the pattern go? Of my Charming Chevrons quilt here. So we finished the front. These are scraps from the back, and we were storing them in this big container, and look, got an empty container again now. So awesome. I just love using up all the scraps for my project. So I'll put all of this in the back of the quilt. We haven't made the back, so we have the front done, but not the back. So I have, these are all my teeny tiny scraps. Then I have slightly bigger scraps in here. So this is also from this quilt. and we'll sew all these together next. But tomorrow we are going to do the little reveal of what our new fabric is going to look like, our scrappy fabric, when we take off the stick and stitch. So I hope you guys join me for that tomorrow, Tuesday. I hope it's a great day. And I'll see you for that. So I'll be back here at 8:30 p.m. Central Time tomorrow, and this will go up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies tonight. So thanks again for hanging out with me, pushing the machine to the limits tonight, and fun, getting a little practice of that free motion quilting in. So awesome. I will check you guys out tomorrow. Have a great evening. Good night.